Right now, at this very moment, you have a choice. You can keep carrying yesterday's pain into today, or you can set it down and walk free. You can keep replaying the same old stories that keep you stuck, or you can write a new chapter that sets your soul on fire. The power to change everything about your life exists right here, right now, in this present moment. Listen to me carefully. You are not your past. You are not the mistakes you made last year, last month, or even yesterday. You are not the words someone spoke to you when you were 7 years old. You are not the disappointment, the failure, or the heartbreak that happened to you. You are something far greater than any of these things. You are a spiritual being having a human experience. And that means you have unlimited power to create, to heal, and to transform your life. But here's what most people don't understand. They think letting go means giving up. They think moving forward means forgetting. This is where they get it all wrong. Letting go doesn't mean you didn't care. It doesn't mean the experience wasn't important. Letting go means you refuse to let that experience define who you are today. It means you take the lesson, you take the growth, you take the wisdom, and you leave the pain behind. When you hold on to resentment, you're not hurting the person who wronged you. You're poisoning your own well. You're drinking poison and expecting someone else to get sick. Every moment you spend angry at someone else is a moment stolen from your own happiness. Every minute you waste wishing things were different is a minute you could be using to create something beautiful. I want you to understand something that will change your life forever. You cannot change what happened to you, but you have complete control over what happens in you. You cannot control other people's actions, but you have total control over your reactions. You cannot control the weather, but you can control whether you dance in the rain or hide inside complaining about the storm. The universe is always working for you, not against you, even when things seem to be falling apart. They might actually be falling into place. That job you lost might have been clearing the path for something better. That relationship that ended might have been making room for the love of your life to enter. That setback you experienced might have been setting you up for a comeback beyond your wildest dreams. But you'll never see these gifts if you're too busy looking backward. You'll never receive the blessings that are trying to come into your life if your hands are full of yesterday's garbage. You have to make room. You have to clear the space. You have to let go. Now, I know what you're thinking. This is easier said than done, and you're absolutely right. Letting go is one of the hardest things a human being can do. We're wired to hold on. We're programmed to remember pain as a way to protect ourselves. But what was once a survival mechanism has become a prison for so many people. You see, your mind is like a garden. Whatever you plant there will grow. If you plant seeds of resentment, you'll harvest bitterness. If you plant seeds of worry, you'll harvest anxiety. If you plant seeds of fear, you'll harvest a life of limitation. But if you plant seeds of forgiveness, you'll harvest peace. If you plant seeds of gratitude, you'll harvest abundance. If you plant seeds of love, you'll harvest joy. The choice is yours. What are you planting in the garden of your mind today? Forgiveness is not something you do for someone else. Forgiveness is something you do for yourself. When you forgive, you're not saying what they did was okay. You're saying that you refuse to carry their mistake around with you anymore. You're saying that your peace of mind is more important than your need to be right. You're saying that your future happiness matters more than your past hurt. And here's something beautiful about forgiveness. The moment you truly forgive someone, you set a prisoner free. And then you realize the prisoner was you all along. But forgiveness is just the beginning. Once you forgive, you have to learn to forget. Not forget the lesson, but forget the pain. Not forget the growth, but forget the grudge. Not forget what you learned about yourself, but forget what you learned to hate about them. This is where most people get stuck. They forgive, but they don't forget. They say the words, but they keep the feelings. They let go with their minds, but not with their hearts. And so they stay stuck in a place between the past and the future, never fully free. True freedom comes when you can think about what happened without feeling pain. True peace comes when you can wish the best for someone who hurt you. True strength comes when you can love someone who doesn't love you back without needing them to change. Now, let me tell you something about moving forward. Moving forward doesn't mean you have to have all the answers. It doesn't mean you have to know exactly where you're going or how you're going to get there. Moving forward simply means you're willing to take the next step, even when you can't see the whole staircase. The universe has a plan for you that's bigger than any plan you could make for yourself. But you have to trust it. You have to surrender to it. You have to stop trying to control every detail and start allowing the magic to unfold. When you try to control everything, you control nothing. When you let go and trust, everything falls into place. This isn't wishful thinking or positive affirmation nonsense. This is spiritual law. This is how the universe works. You are here for a purpose. You have gifts that only you can give. You have a unique combination of talents, experiences, and perspectives that no one else in the history of the world has ever had or will ever have, but you can't give these gifts to the world if you're too busy nursing old wounds. You can't fulfill your purpose if you're too busy being bitter about your past. The world needs what you have to offer. The world is waiting for your contribution, but it's not going to wait forever. Every day you waste being angry is a day the world goes without your light. Every moment you spend in resentment is a moment someone who needs your help doesn't get it. You have a responsibility to heal. You have an obligation to grow. You have a duty to become the person you were born to be, not just for yourself, but for everyone whose life you're meant to touch. Think about the people you admire most, the leaders, the teachers, the healers, the change makers. What do they all have in common? They've learned to transform their pain into power. They've learned to turn their mess into their message. They've learned to use their wounds as wisdom. You have the same opportunity. Every challenge you've faced has made you stronger. Every obstacle you've overcome has made you wiser. Every heartbreak you've survived has made you more compassionate. But only if you choose to see it that way. You can look at your life as a series of random events that happen to you, or you can look at your life as a carefully orchestrated journey designed to help you grow into who you're meant to be. The events are the same, but the meaning changes everything. When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. This isn't just a cute saying. This is a fundamental principle of quantum physics. Your observation affects reality. Your perspective shapes your experience. Your thoughts create your world. If you want to change your life, you have to change your mind. If you want to transform your circumstances, you have to transform your consciousness. If you want to heal your world, you have to heal your thoughts. This is why letting go is so powerful. When you let go of limiting beliefs, you make room for empowering ones. When you let go of negative emotions, you make room for positive ones. When you let go of old patterns, you make room for new possibilities. But here's the thing about letting go. You can't do it halfway. You can't let go on Sundays and pick it back up on Mondays. You can't release it in the morning and grab it again at night. Letting go is an all or nothing proposition. It's like jumping across a canyon. You can't go halfway and change your mind. You have to commit fully, completely, totally. And when you do, something miraculous happens. You realize you had the power to fly all along. When it came to debt, Megan, I had a vision, and I just roamed. Most people live their lives like they're trying to drive a car while looking in the rearview mirror. They spend so much time focused on where they've been that they can't see where they're going, and then they wonder why they keep crashing into things. The windshield is bigger than the rearview mirror for a reason. You're supposed to spend most of your time looking forward, not backward. The past is there for reference, not for residence. Your past is not your potential. Your history is not your destiny. Your yesterday does not determine your tomorrow unless you let it. Every morning you wake up with a clean slate. Every moment you have a fresh start. Every breath is a new beginning. You don't have to be who you were yesterday. You don't have to make the same mistakes. You don't have to carry the same burdens. You get to choose. Choice is your greatest power. No matter what has happened to you, no matter what circumstances you find yourself in, no matter how hopeless things might seem, you always have a choice. You can choose your response, you can choose your attitude, you can choose your focus, you can choose your future. But most people don't realize they have this power. They think they're victims of their circumstances. They think they're prisoners of their past. They think they're stuck with what they've got, and so they stay stuck. You are not stuck, you are not trapped, you are not a victim. You are a powerful, creative, divine being with unlimited potential. You have everything within you that you need to create the life of your dreams. But you have to believe it first. Belief is the foundation of all creation. What you believe becomes your reality. If you believe you're stuck, you'll stay stuck. If you believe you're broken, you'll remain broken. If you believe you're limited, you'll live a limited life. But if you believe you can heal, you will heal. If you believe you can grow, you will grow. If you believe you can change, you will change. Belief is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. The universe is conspiring to help you succeed. Every person you meet, every experience you have, every challenge you face is perfectly designed to help you grow into the person you're meant to become. But you have to participate in your own rescue. You can't just sit there and wait for things to change. You have to be the change. You can't just hope for a better life. You have to create one. You can't just wish for healing. You have to do the work. The work isn't always easy, but it's always worth it. The healing isn't always comfortable, but it's always necessary. The growth isn't always pleasant, but it's always possible. And here's what I want you to know about growth. It's not a destination, it's a journey. You don't reach a point where you're done growing. You don't arrive at a place where you've learned everything you need to learn. Growth is a lifelong process, and that's the beauty of it. Every challenge is an opportunity to grow. Every setback is a setup for a comeback. Every ending is a new beginning in disguise. You just have to be willing to see it that way. When you change your perspective, you change your experience. When you change your story, you change your life. When you change your energy, you change your reality. Energy is everything. Everything is energy. You are energy, vibrating at a particular frequency. And like attracts like. Whatever energy you put out into the world is what comes back to you. If you're vibrating at the frequency of anger, you'll attract more things to be angry about. If you're vibrating at the frequency of fear, you'll attract more things to be afraid of. If you're vibrating at the frequency of lack, you'll attract more scarcity into your life. But if you're vibrating at the frequency of love, you'll attract more love. If you're vibrating at the frequency of joy, you'll attract more reasons to be joyful. If you're vibrating at the frequency of abundance, you'll attract more prosperity. This is why letting go is so important. When you let go of negative emotions, you raise your vibration. When you release limiting beliefs, you expand your possibilities. When you forgive, you free yourself to receive all the good that's trying to come into your life. Gratitude is one of the highest vibrations you can maintain. When you're grateful for what you have, you attract more things to be grateful for. When you appreciate what's working in your life, you create more things that work. Most people focus on what's wrong, what's missing, what's not working, and so they create more of the same. But when you focus on what's right, what's present, what is working, you create more of that instead. Now, this doesn't mean you ignore problems or pretend everything is perfect. It means you approach challenges from a place of strength rather than weakness, from abundance rather than lack, from love rather than fear. Love is the answer to every question. Love is the solution to every problem. Love is the healing for every wound. But most people are looking for love in all the wrong places. You don't find love, you become love. You don't get love, you give love. You don't need love, you are love. When you realize this, everything changes. When you operate from love, you can't go wrong. When you speak from love, your words heal. When you act from love, you create miracles. When you live from love, you become unstoppable. But you can't give what you don't have. You can't love others if you don't love yourself. You can't forgive others if you haven't forgiven yourself. You can't accept others if you haven't accepted yourself. Self-love isn't selfish. Self-forgiveness isn't self-indulgent. Self-acceptance isn't narcissistic. These are the foundation of all healthy relationships and all meaningful contribution to the world. You have to fill your own cup before you can pour into others. You have to heal your own wounds before you can help others heal theirs. You have to find your own peace before you can bring peace to the world. This is why your healing matters. This is why your growth is important. This is why letting go is not just good for you, it's good for everyone whose life you touch. When you heal, give others permission to heal. When you grow, you inspire others to grow. When you let go, you show others that it's possible to be free. You are not just healing for yourself. You are healing for your children, your family, your community, your world. You are breaking generational patterns. You are changing the trajectory of your lineage. You are making the world a better place by becoming a better person. This is your calling. This is your purpose. This is your gift to the world. Not some grand gesture or dramatic achievement, but the simple act of healing yourself and living authentically. Authenticity is your superpower. When you stop trying to be who you think you should be and start being who you really are, magic happens. When you stop hiding your light under a bushel and let it shine, you illuminate the path for others. You were not born to fit in, you were born to stand out. You were not born to be like everyone else, you were born to be uniquely, beautifully, powerfully you. But somewhere along the way, you learned to dim your light. Somewhere along the way, you learned to play small. Somewhere along the way, you learned that it wasn't safe to be fully yourself. Well, let me tell you something. The world doesn't need another copy of someone else. The world needs the original you. The world needs your unique gifts, your special talents, your individual perspective. You have something to offer that no one else can give. You have a voice that needs to be heard. You have a story that needs to be told. You have a light that needs to shine. But you can't share these gifts if you're too busy being bitter about your past. You can't use your voice if you're too busy complaining about what happened to you. You can't tell your story if you're too busy living someone else's. It's time to let go. It's time to move forward. It's time to step into the fullness of who you were born to be. This doesn't happen overnight. This doesn't happen without effort. This doesn't happen without commitment. But it does happen. And when it does, you'll wonder why you waited so long. The best time to let go was 20 years ago. The second best time is right now. You don't have to wait for the perfect moment. You don't have to wait until you feel ready. You don't have to wait for permission from anyone else. You already have everything you need. You already are everything you need to be. You just have to remember who you really are, underneath all the layers of hurt and fear and conditioning. You are love, you are light, you are infinite possibility. You are divine creation expressing itself in human form. You are here for a reason, and that reason is beautiful. Stop waiting for your life to begin. It has already begun. Stop waiting for someone else to save you. You are your own savior. Stop waiting for the perfect circumstances. Perfect circumstances are created, not found. The moment you decide to let go is the moment your life changes. The moment you choose to forgive is the moment you become free. The moment you commit to moving forward is the moment you start living. The future self is calling you. Can you hear it? Your highest potential is beckoning you. Can you feel it? Your dreams are waiting for you. What are you waiting for? The time is now, the place is here, the person is you. Everything you need is within you. Everything you seek is seeking you. Everything you want wants you too. But you have to let go of what's behind you to grab hold of what's ahead of you. You have to release the old to receive the new. You have to say goodbye to who you were to say hello to who you're becoming. This is your moment. This is your opportunity. This is your chance to rewrite your story, to reclaim your power, to remember your truth. You are more powerful than you know. You are more capable than you believe. You are more loved than you can possibly understand. The universe believes in you. Life is rooting for you. Creation is supporting you. All you have to do is believe in yourself. Let go of the past. Trust in the future. Live in the present. This is where your power is. This is where your peace is. This is where your purpose is. You were born for this moment. You were created for this purpose. You were designed for this destiny. Now go out there and claim it. Go out there and live it. Go out there and become it. The world is waiting for you. Your time is now. Your moment is here. Let go and let life carry you to heights you never thought possible. Remember, you are not just a human being having a spiritual experience. You are a spiritual being having a human experience. And that changes everything. When you remember who you really are, when you connect with your true essence, when you align with your highest self, miracles become your natural state of being. You don't have to earn love, you are love. You don't have to find your purpose, you are your purpose. You don't have to seek meaning, you are meaning itself, expressing through your unique human experience. The journey of letting go and moving forward isn't about becoming someone new. It's about remembering who you've always been, underneath all the conditioning, all the programming, all the stories you've been told about yourself and about life. You are already whole. You are already complete. You are already perfect exactly as you are. The healing journey isn't about fixing what's broken. It's about uncovering what was never broken in the first place. Your wounds don't define you, they refine you. Your struggles don't diminish you, they strengthen you. Your challenges don't limit you, they liberate you. But only if you choose to see them that way. Every experience you've had, every person you've met, every challenge you've faced has been perfectly orchestrated to help you grow into the magnificent being you are today. Nothing was wasted, nothing was meaningless, nothing was a mistake. Even the pain served a purpose. Even the heartbreak had a reason. Even the failures were part of the plan. But you can't see the beauty of the tapestry when you're still too close to the individual threads. Step back, get perspective, see the bigger picture. Your life is a masterpiece in progress, and every single experience is a brushstroke on the canvas of your becoming. Trust the process. Trust the journey. Trust yourself. You have everything within you that you need to create a life that fills you with joy, purpose, and meaning. The power to change your life is in your hands right now. The ability to heal is within you right now. The capacity to grow is available to you right now. All you have to do is choose it. All you have to do is claim it. All you have to do is become it. This is your invitation. This is your call to action. This is your moment to step into the fullness of who you were born to be. Let go. Move forward. Trust the process. Your greatest life is waiting for you just beyond the edge of your comfort zone. Take the leap. The universe will catch you. You are ready. You are worthy. You are enough. And your time is now. The beauty of this moment is that it doesn't require you to be perfect. It doesn't demand that you have all your ducks in a row or that you've figured everything out. This moment simply asks you to be willing. Willing to try. Willing to hope. Willing to believe that something better is possible for you. Willingness is the gateway to transformation. When you're willing to see things differently, they begin to change. When you're willing to feel something new, new emotions start to flow. When you're willing to act in alignment with your highest self, your life begins to reflect that alignment. But willingness requires courage, and courage isn't the absence of fear. Courage is feeling the fear and moving forward anyway. It's acknowledging the uncertainty and taking the step regardless. It's recognizing the risk and choosing growth over safety. Safety is an illusion anyway. The only real security comes from knowing that you can handle whatever life brings your way. The only true safety comes from trusting in your own resilience, your own adaptability, your own infinite capacity to learn and grow and evolve. When you build your life around trying to avoid pain, you end up avoiding joy as well. When you make decisions based on fear, you make small decisions. When you let the possibility of failure stop you from trying, you guarantee failure before you even begin. Risk is not the enemy, stagnation is the enemy. Comfort zones are not comfortable, they're prisons. What feels safe today becomes suffocating tomorrow. What feels secure now becomes a cage later. Growth requires you to stretch. Expansion demands that you reach beyond what you currently know. Evolution insists that you become more than you currently are. This isn't optional if you want to live a fulfilling life. This is the price of admission to a life worth living. And here's something wonderful about growth. Once you start, it becomes addictive. Once you taste the freedom that comes from breaking through a limitation, you want more. Once you experience the joy of becoming who you're meant to be, you can't go back to being who you used to be. This is why people who transform their lives often seem like completely different people. They are. They've shed the old skin and grown a new one. They've released the old story and written a new one. They've abandoned the old identity and stepped into a new one. Identity is not fixed. You are not stuck being who you've always been. You are not limited by your past choices or past circumstances. Every moment offers you the opportunity to choose again, to be again, to become again. The question is not whether you can change. The question is whether you will change. The capacity is built into your very nature as a human being. The choice is entirely up to you. And when you choose to change, when you commit to growth, when you decide to let go and move forward, something magical happens. Life begins to support you in ways you never expected. Doors open that you didn't even know existed. People appear who can help you. Opportunities arise that seem perfectly timed. This isn't coincidence. This is how the universe works. When you align with your highest good, when you make choices from love instead of fear, when you trust the process of your own becoming, life conspires to help you succeed. But you have to take the first step. You have to make the first move. You have to be willing to act on faith before you can see the evidence. This is what separates those who transform their lives from those who stay stuck wishing things were different. Action is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. Dreams without action remain dreams. Visions without effort remain fantasies. Intentions without follow-through remain good ideas that never manifest into reality. But here's what stops most people from taking action. They think they need to know the whole plan before they begin. They think they need to see the entire staircase before they take the first step. They think they need guarantees before they make a move. Life doesn't work that way. Life rewards those who are willing to step into the unknown. Life blesses those who are willing to trust the process even when they can't see the outcome. Life supports those who are willing to act on their inner knowing rather than wait for external proof. Your inner knowing is more reliable than any external authority. Your intuition is more trustworthy than any expert opinion. Your heart is a better guide than your head when it comes to the direction of your life. This doesn't mean you ignore logic or dismiss practical considerations. It means you balance the practical with the possible. It means you honor both your mind and your heart. It means you make decisions that make sense on paper and feel right in your soul. When your heart and mind are aligned, when your thoughts and feelings are in harmony, when your actions and values are consistent, you become unstoppable. You become a force of nature. You become a magnet for everything good that life has to offer. But this alignment doesn't happen automatically. It requires conscious choice. It requires daily practice. It requires consistent commitment to your own growth and evolution. Every morning you wake up, you have the opportunity to align with your highest self. Every moment of every day, you have the chance to choose love over fear, growth over comfort, possibility over limitation. These choices might seem small in the moment, but they compound over time. Each loving choice makes the next one easier. Each growth-oriented decision builds momentum for the next. Each time you choose possibility over limitation, you expand your capacity for even greater possibilities. This is how transformation happens, not in dramatic moments of sudden change, but in the accumulation of thousands of small conscious choices made in alignment with your highest good. Consciousness is the key to everything. When you become aware of your thoughts, you can change them. When you become conscious of your emotions, you can transform them. When you become aware of your patterns, you can break them. Most people live unconsciously. They react rather than respond. They operate on autopilot rather than conscious choice. They repeat the same patterns over and over again and wonder why their lives don't change. Consciousness breaks the cycle. Awareness creates choice. Mindfulness opens possibilities. When you pay attention to what's happening in your inner world, you gain the power to change your outer world. Your inner world creates your outer world. Your thoughts become things. Your beliefs become your reality. Your emotions become your experience. This isn't mystical nonsense. This is practical psychology. When you change what's happening inside you, what happens around you begins to change as well. When you heal your inner conflicts, your outer conflicts begin to resolve. When you find peace within yourself, you find peace in your relationships and circumstances. This is why working on yourself is never selfish. This is why your personal growth matters to more than just you. This is why your healing contributes to the healing of the world. You are connected to everything and everyone. Your vibration affects the vibration of everyone around you. Your consciousness contributes to the collective consciousness. Your healing adds to the healing of humanity. When you let go of old wounds, you make it easier for others to let go of theirs. When you forgive, you create a field of forgiveness that others can tap into. When you choose love over fear, you make it safer for others to make the same choice. This is the ripple effect of personal transformation. Your growth doesn't just benefit you, it benefits everyone whose life you touch. Your healing doesn't just free you, it helps free others. Your awakening doesn't just change your life, it changes the world. And the world needs your contribution. The world needs your unique gifts. The world needs your healed perspective. The world needs your transformed presence. But you can't give what you don't have. You can't offer healing if you haven't healed. You can't share peace if you haven't found it. You can't give love if you don't love yourself. This is why your personal work is so important. This is why taking care of yourself is not selfish, but necessary. This is why letting go and moving forward is not just good for you, but essential for everyone who will be blessed by your presence. Your presence is your gift to the world. Not what you do, but who you are. Not your accomplishments, but your essence. Not your achievements, but your being. When you heal, your very presence becomes healing for others. When you find peace, your presence brings peace to every room you enter. When you embody love, your presence makes it safe for others to love and be loved. This transformation of presence doesn't happen overnight, but it doesn't happen. Every step you take on your healing journey, every choice you make to let go and move forward, every moment you choose growth over comfort contributes to this transformation. You are becoming who you were always meant to be. You are remembering what you came here to do. You are awakening to the truth of who you really are. And who you really are is magnificent beyond measure. You are a unique expression of the creative force of the universe. You are a one-of-a-kind miracle that will never be repeated. You are here for a reason, and that reason is beautiful. Trust this. Trust yourself. Trust the process. Trust that everything is working together for your highest good, even when you can't see how. Trust that you have everything within you that you need to create the life you want. Trust that your greatest days are not behind you, but ahead of you. The future is bright. Your future is bright. And it starts right now, in this moment, with this choice to let go of what's behind you and step boldly into what's ahead of you.